It's another warm night in Houston, Texas, as we get set for Red Sox baseball. Game 2 of the 3-game series from Minute Maid Park. The Red Sox and the Houston Astros. Good evening and welcome again. In for Don Orsillo, I'm Josh Maurer. Alongside, as always, is Jerry Remy. Well, it's been about a month since Joe Kelly was optioned to AAA. The Red Sox wanted him, Jerry, to get some things squared away, and back he comes tonight to join the rotation.
Well, I hope he did. I mean, he had a tough time here, his first stint around with the Red Sox this season in the starting rotation, and the numbers for Joe Kelly were not pretty the first time around. In 14 starts, a 2-5 record with a 5.67 ERA. You see what he did down at Pawtucket in 4 starts, a 2.84, so that's a little bit better for Joe. But there has been some talk about possibly moving him to the bullpen, leaving him in the starting rotation. They elected to leave him in the starting rotation down at Pawtucket just in case they had to call him back up as a starter. He's up here tonight hoping to change things around. One thing they're looking for from Kelly, we know his stuff is great, but he lacks consistency in his work, and they're hoping to gain that this time around with the Red Sox.
Well, it's Kelly against right-hander Colin McHugh for the Astros, who won the series opener 8-3 on Tuesday. We'll have more from Minute Maid Park as we continue with Red Sox baseball here on NESN. Today. Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. Toyota's website for deals. Buyatoyota.com. Infinity. Visit your local Boston area Infinity retailer for a test drive today. The Scion TC. And by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. The Red Sox and Astros getting ready for Game 2 of the series at Minute Maid Park. Earlier today, we got an update on Clay Buchholz's injured elbow, and with more, let's go to Garen Austin.
Thanks, Josh. Clay Buchholz met with Dr. Andrews today for a second opinion on his elbow. The bad news, he can now be out longer than expected. Here's what manager John Farrell had to say.
There's going to be a little bit of a shutdown time now as a result, which is consistent with a PRP injection. So the total time with that is, the total time of shutdown is yet to be determined. But, as he's been playing light catch of late, that will now be stopped.
So the Red Sox still without their #1 pitcher this season for a while longer. Tonight, Joe Kelly makes his return to the rotation. He's opposed by right-hander Colin McHugh. We'll have the lineups and first pitch right after this. New England Ford dealers. Digital Federal Credit Union, see what DCU can save you. And by the Kia Sorento. Umpires are making their way towards home plate, and the lineup's about to be exchanged before Game 2 of this series. Well, the Red Sox, after falling last night, they've dropped 6 in a row and hoping to avoid matching their longest losing skid of the season tonight. Lost 7 games back in early June consecutively, and it's not come at a good time. The Red Sox are now 10 full games behind the American League East leading Yankees in the standings. Well, their general manager, Ben Cherington, is in Houston with the team here this week, and he did meet with the media earlier today. Ben talked a little bit about a little bit of self-retrospection as he looked back at some of the things and the moves that have been made to put this team together here in 2015.
The last 2 years, we haven't delivered. That's the bottom line, and no one more responsible than me for that. And so, because of that, there's been a lot of sort of self-review going on and sort of internal analysis, and so we've been trying to learn whatever we can about what's happened, and knowing that the bottom line results just they haven't been there. They haven't been up to standard. There's no way around that. So we've been spending time on that. I can't look at any I can't look at any specific transaction, single transaction, and look back and say that didn't sort of make sense or didn't fit into a strategy or direction we're going in. The bottom line is in aggregate the results haven't been there, and that's on us. And we know that our fans deserve a lot better than what we've delivered the last 2 years. Our ownership deserves better, and it's up to us to figure out a way to get better.
Jerry, obviously, nobody's happy when a team is 10 games below 500 at this point of the season. What do you think of what the general manager had to say?
Well, he's basically taking the blame himself. I mean, he's apologizing pretty much to management for the way the team's playing. He's talks about self-reflection and, the pieces of the puzzle not fitting together last year and this year. And, nobody in the world feels worse than he does right now about this club. I mean, the Red Sox 10 games behind the Yankees in the American League East. The Rays 5.5 games back. That's the next closest team to him. I mean, it hasn't lived up to anywhere near the expectations of what people may have had of this club. If we think back about it early, though, the whole question had been all the time pitching. What was the pitching going to be like on this club? And it's proven out to be the worst in the American League so far this season. So, they try to go into the season pounding the baseball. They thought they may outscore everybody. That has not happened.
Well, there's Joe Kelly. He'll get another turn tonight in that pitching rotation. The Red Sox lineup, meanwhile, is brought to you by your Eastern Hyundai dealers. And Mookie Betts gets the evening off at the top of that order. After a tough road trip, Betts on the bench. Dustin Pedroia moves back into the leadoff hole. Brock Hope up to the 2 spot. Red-hot Xander Bogaerts hitting third. Ortiz, Ramirez, Alejandro De Aza's playing center field for the first time as a member of the Red Sox. Victorino, Napoli, and Swihart round out the starting 9 for John Farrell tonight. The Astros starting pitcher, meanwhile, is presented by your New England Nissan dealers, and he's a tough customer. Right-hander Colin McHugh. 10-5 in 19 starts this season. He won 11 games and had a sub-3 ERA last year. Coming off of an interesting outing Friday night. Came back from the All-Star break, 11 hits, but only 1 run.
The Astros defense is brought to you by DraftKings, and they are second in the American League. Only 48 errors on the season. Luis Valbuena will be at third base. Carlos Correa, the shortstop. Jose Altuve at second. And John Singleton, the first baseman. Left to right, Preston Tucker, Jake Marisnick, and Colby Rasmus. And Jason Castro doing the catching for McHugh.
Tonight's umpires are brought to you by Buick. Experience the new Buick lineup during this year's Sign and Drive. See your local Buick dealer today. Paul Emmel has the plate. Baker, Meals, and Fletcher flanking Emmel, the men in black, for tonight's contest. So Dustin Pedroia moving into the leadoff spot where he had excelled before getting injured at the end of June. Pedroia, who is hitless on the road trip, he's batted .350 when he's been in the leadoff spot this season. McHugh's first pitch. That'll get out of play, and so Dustin is up there hacking.
Well, when you're 0 for your last 18, you don't like to wait around. I mean, the first fastball strike you see, you like to swing at it, trying to get out of this slump that you're in.
Average down to .288. This is only the 4th time in Pedroia's long career that he's gone 5 consecutive games without getting a hit. That one drifting towards the seats, and McHugh gets ahead 0-2. Are you seeing anything with Pedroia, Jerry, that he has or has not done on this trip?
Not just that his timing is not there. I mean, here's a guy that spent time on a disabled list, did not want to go back to a rehab assignment, wanted to come right back to the big leagues, and unfortunately, the timing has not been there for him, and he's faced some pretty tough pitching on this trip.
Back to McHugh on a hard hop. And the pitcher underhands for the first out of the contest. So now hitless in 19 at-bats on the trip. Take a look at Colin McHugh, a 28-year-old right-hander, Jerry.
Well, that's kind of strange. More breaking balls than fastballs. I don't know if that's correct. Last time we saw him at Fenway, it was a lot of fastballs that he threw to Red Sox hitters. Went 5 1/3, gave up 3 earned runs in that game, taking the loss 6-1 against Boston.
Now Brock Holt up in the lineup tonight. The man who played his college ball here in Houston with an all-star season and a .287 average.
And the shift down in the infield against Brock Holt. We've seen the Astros do this against him yesterday and again tonight. Some teams do it, some teams don't.
That's the shortstop Correa playing on the second base side of the infield. 2-1 on Holt. Just underway in the first inning. And the only man on the left side of the diamond has a play, the third baseman, Valbuena. A pair of groundouts to begin the night for Colin McHugh.
Now, good idea by Brock Holt going to the opposite field, but that time not the right direction, right at Valbuena, the only guy that was in that spot on the left side of the infield.
Tonight's Cold Hard Facts are brought to you by Clean, Crisp Coors Light. Dating back to August of last year, McHugh with a 17-5 record. Those 17 victories in that span, tied for the most in the major leagues. And Houston is 20-9 in those starts. The other man with 17 wins since last August 1st. Great pitcher for the Pirates, Garrett Cole. 0-1 on Xander Bogaerts. 3 consecutive multi-hit games coming into tonight. Bogaerts climbing up the American League leaderboard in batting average, currently at .311. One and two. If you look at the trip, that obviously has not gone well in just about every facet of the game. Bogaerts, Jerry, has been the one big exception for Boston.
3 straight games, 6 for his last 10, .311 batting average. I mean, he has been the one guy that offensively has done his job. The rest of the club has pretty much been asleep.
Out of play, right field side. Fastball from Colin McHugh. Bogaerts currently holds the best batting average in the majors since the 31st of May. Batting .356 since the calendar turned to June. One and two. Breaking ball to strike him out, and McHugh, a perfect first inning. Joe Kelly goes to the mound next. heavy dealers. Jose Altuve, always a great table setter. Tucker, then Carlos Correa, Valbuena, Gaddis, Rasmus, Singleton, Marisnik, and Castro. A lineup that leads the American League in home runs and stolen bases. So they can beat you with power and speed. If you have more speed than this man Altuve, first pitch hit right to Pedroia. And a quick out for Joe Kelly. The Red Sox starting pitcher is presented by your local New England Audi dealers. Just recalled from Pawtucket today to make the start is Kelly. Those are the numbers with Boston, who last pitched for the Red Sox on the 23rd of June. See the 4 starts he made in AAA. Numbers significantly improved. Last pitched on Friday night in Durham. Now Preston Tucker with one away takes ball 1. 259 hitter. Tucker was not in the lineup for the Astros in their win last night. The count evens at a ball and a strike. Jerry, the Red Sox have talked about things that they wanted to see improvement from Kelly in. What do you look for tonight as he makes his return?
Well, as he's pitching guys inside more with his fastball, that's one of the things you'd be looking for. Consistency with his off-speed stuff. There's a good 2-seam fastball right there by Kelly at 94. So, you know, there's a number of things that he had to work on going down there. And Farrell said that, you know, for the most part, he accomplished some of those things, not all of them.
Up the ladder to Tucker, who laid off. It's 2-2. Only pitched in 19 innings with the Paw Sox over his 4 starts. Three and 2 on Preston Tucker.
Talking about fastballs in, there's a couple in this at bat that have been into the inside part of the plate against Tucker.
27-year-old right-hander Kelly working with Blake Swihart tonight. Into center field, hard hit. De Aza races back. That ball hits over the fence. It's a home run. Preston Tucker out to center, and the Astros have jumped to a quick 1-0 lead in the first.
Al Tucker picks up number 7 on the season. We talked about home runs, stolen bases. That's what this offense is. And it's a home run. It gives them a 1-0 lead. A fastball right out over the plate. As you can see, it tails back toward the middle of the plate and up over the yellow line, well over the yellow line for the home run by Tucker.
Preston Tucker had homered in his last start. That was Sunday against the Rangers. So a quick deficit for Kelly, who now faces Carlos Correa. The exciting rookie just over a month into his major league career. Correa hitting .291. He's homered 8 times in his first 36 big league games.
You know, the guys you watch play this game, and they just kind of jump out at you, and this is certainly one guy that does. We've only seen him play a few games in person, and he has really got all the tools.
High fastball gets Kelly ahead 1-2.
And you can imagine only being 20 years old at this level, being able to perform the way he has.
A couple of terrific young shortstops in the game tonight with Bogarts and Correa. Saw the numbers there on Kelly. First innings have been an issue. And a run across already tonight. The 2-2. Got him with a breaking ball, and Kelly gets out number 2 here in the first inning.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, and they are 9th in the American League with 54 errors on the season. Brock Holt will be at third base, and the Bogarts the shortstop, Dustin Pedroia at second, and Mike Napoli the first baseman, left to right-handed Ramirez, Alejandro De Aza, and Shane Victorino, and Blake Swihart doing the catching for Joe Kelly.
Good bounce back for Kelly after allowing the home run to Tucker. And Luis Valbuena looks at ball 1. A boom or bust type hitter, Valbuena. Barely hitting above the Mendoza line, but with 19 home runs. He's one of those Astros who strikes out a ton. And 2-0 is the count. Good fastball for a strike. It's 2-1. Before he was options, Kelly had gone 0-1 with an ERA of 6.75 in the 3 starts prior to heading to the minor leagues. 2-2 the count.
And a tough thing, obviously, for Kelly. You know, a guy that's been in the big leagues with the Cardinals, with the Red Sox, and not pitching well as expected. There were times during the course of the season where people thought Kelly might be the ace of the Red Sox, and of course that didn't happen. And he finds himself back in Pawtucket.
Two and two on Luis Valbuena. On the ground and foul. We'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jerry, when you've watched Kelly pitch, obviously the stuff is terrific. What have you seen as the biggest issues from him being the kind of pitcher the Red Sox have hoped he would be?
You know, I'd say it's hard to explain because his stuff is so good. I mean, his fastball is you know, very good. It can reach 98 miles an hour with movement on it. I just think lack of consistency with his off-speed pitches, as I mentioned earlier, has been his biggest problem. It was a fastball that was hit out of the ballpark tonight for a home run. That's going to happen, obviously. But I just think a lack of consistency with his off-speed pitches throughout the course of the season was his biggest problem while he was up here. Now, has he been able to correct that? I don't know. I didn't see his starts down at AAA.
2 outs, a 2-2. Up the ladder with a hard fastball. 2 strikeouts for Kelly, but a home run by Tucker. 1-0 Stros. All season long, Geico will highlight the 1975 Red Sox in honor of their 40th anniversary. In game number 95 of the 75 season, the Sox beat the Twins 4-2. Roger Moret tossed 8 1/3 en route to the victory for the Red Sox. Game number 95 of this season tonight for Boston. And now a 1-0 deficit against Colin McHugh. Ortiz, Ramirez, and De Aza due up. Ortiz had a .233 clip. Hit his 16th home run a couple of nights ago in Anaheim.
We saw the breakdown earlier of the pitches that McHugh throws, and it had more breaking balls than fastballs. I think what's happened is they've counted the cut fastballs in with the breaking balls, because that's what he throws, a fastball and cut fastball. And in my opinion, they both should be included under the fastball category. There's a fastball right there to David Ortiz.
You get the feeling more guys are throwing that cutter these days?
Oh, absolutely. It's rare to see a pitcher that does not throw the cut fastball now.
One and two. Missed with the breaking ball there. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Ortiz.
Trying to get David to chase the breaking ball that's down and out of the strike zone, but Ortiz not biting.
Two and two. Hard hit right into the shift. Altuve. One gone in the second inning. Tune in August 18th and 19th to Nesson for coverage of the WEEI Nesson Jimmy Fund Telethon presented by Arbella Insurance Foundation. Arbella Insurance Foundation, here for the Jimmy Fund, here for good. One of the co-captains of that Jimmy Fund Telethon right there, Brock Holtz. He'll be sharing those captain duties with Pablo Sandoval this season. It's coming up in just under a month. Now Ramirez, after McHugh has retired the first 4 batters he's faced. Hanley got his first hit of the road trip last night with a 6th inning single. Just 1 for 18 in the 5 games. And I think, Jerry, if the Red Sox offense is going to wake up out of a slumber, this is one of the men that has to really start producing again.
Well, he's one of the 9. Really, well, one of 8 with the exception of Bogarts, who really have not done anything at all on this road trip, and that's what they're hoping for, that some way they can keep the line moving in some form or fashion and score, have a big inning, score some runs.
Chase, and it's 2-1. You saw Chili Davis, the hitting coach.
I think guys put pressure on themselves when the team's not scoring, and you try to do too much. Basically, it's try to do your job. You're at the top of the lineup, try to get on base, let the big guys drive you in. And it seems like when guys are in slumps, they're trying to do things that they're not capable of doing.
3 balls and 1 strike.
Plus, the other thing on this road trip, that you watch the pitching. The pitching, I think, is pretty good against the Red Sox. I really do. In both the Angel series and in this series so far. Now, it's not an excuse for the amount of runs the Red Sox have scored. But it has been decent pitching with a combination of a team that's not swinging the bat.
Ball 4 to Ramirez. And the Red Sox have their first base runner of the night. Green Monster tickets for all August and September games are now on sale. Don't miss out on your chance to sit in the best seats in sports. Visit RedSox.com/Green Monster to buy your Green Monster tickets today. So Ramirez aboard with a free pass. Batting in the 6th spot tonight for John Farrell is Alejandro De Aza. Moved up a couple of spots in the lineup after going 2 for 3 here on Tuesday. That's into right field. Falling fast, Rasmus made the catch. Wow, right before that ball got to the grass.
And again, there's another example of when you're not swinging the bat well. That plays like that are made against you. And Kobe Rasmus just takes a base hit away from De Aza with a fine defensive play. We saw Rasmus play a lot of center field in Toronto, moving over to right field here, and gets a great jump on the ball and able to pick the ball right off the grass. Nice play by Rasmus when he hits the ground, able to close the glove up and hold on to the baseball.
That's the second out of the inning. Ramirez remains at first base, and here's Shane Victorino. First game of this series for Shane. Went 3 for 10 in Anaheim. I know it didn't happen often, but when you got into a batting slump.
Well, no, it did happen often. No. Correct yourself right away. It did happen often.
So what were the tricks?
There's no trick. It's just hard work, staying after it, you know, getting in the cage, doing your thing, and going to the plate every time up as low as your confidence is, hoping that this is the one at bat, is that it's going to end the slump. And I remember Dick Allen one time saying, the great player for the Philadelphia Phillies and other clubs, saying the slump is only as long as the last time at bat. And that's really the kind of frame of mind you got to have.
The 1-1. That's into left field, and Preston Tucker has a play. McHugh pitches around a 1-out walk, 1-0 Astros. Joe Kelly back to work in the bottom of the second. It'll be Gaddis, Rasmus, and Singleton. 5, 6, and 7 in the Houston order due up. The power hitting Evan Gaddis behind 0-1. First season since coming over from Atlanta, and 15 home runs for Gaddis. 1 strike from Kelly after giving up a solo home run in the first inning. Joe rebounded to get consecutive strikeouts.
See, there's a pitch we were talking about consistency, and that's the curveball. You know, he hasn't been able to do that consistently throughout the season, and it should be a good curveball for him if he can get it down in the strike zone and over the plate.
3 balls and 1 strike. Gaddis takes a strike on the outside edge.
I call it a little bit generous there for Kelly. Gets the count to run to 3-2. Borderline strike.
So 3-2 on Evan Gaddis. To first, and Mike Napoli gobbles it up. One away here in the second. It's time now for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use hashtag NessonDataStrongFan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. Tweet your photos now. Brought to you by T-Mobile. That's hashtag NessonDataStrongFan.
You understand hashtags and all that stuff?
Yeah, I'm familiar. Yeah, you use the hashtag to make your tweet go along with others of the same variety. One ball and no strike. So if you're on Twitter, Jerry, and you're searching for things about the Red Sox, you could search for Red Sox baseball, and everybody who put a hashtag Red Sox, all the tweets.
You get all those tweets.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a differentiating tactic.
A little too confusing for me, but I might try it. I don't know. We'll see. I'm still learning.
That's lined over the leaping second baseman Pedroia for Colby Rasmus. And a one-out single for the Astros here in the second inning.
That's the curveball at time from Kelly again, and this time it does stay out over the plate, and Rasmus is able to hook it for the base hit. Rasmus right on top of the plate. As a matter of fact, his hands are just about over the middle of the plate when he gets into that batting position. That time hooking the ball and taking it in front of Victorino for the base hit.
You can see he is a dead pull hitter, Colby Rasmus. And here is John Singleton. This is a power threat. That ball bounced up there. Swihart threw it into center. Rasmus on his way to third. A pitch in the dirt and a throwing error, and the Astros have a man 90 feet from the plate.
Now the Red Sox have had some difficulties the last couple of nights at second base. You see Swihart trying to backhand that ball instead of block it. And now when he goes to get it, that's when the runner takes off. Way errant throw toward the shortstop side of second base, and the pop-up slide by Rasmus gets him into third base. So the Red Sox bring the infield in with one out and the man at third base.
That's the second night in a row the Red Sox have had the catcher with a throwing error. 2-0 on John Singleton. Spent most of the year in AAA has Singleton, where he hit 17 home runs in 70 games. The numbers you see there are in only 13 big league contests. Three balls and no strikes. You mentioned the infield is in. It's a spot that's early in the game, but John Farrell feeling he needs to try to cut off any run at the plate. Ball 4 on Singleton to put runners on the corners.
Now, when you're not scoring runs, and the Red Sox certainly have not been doing that, I mean, you can't afford to fall 3-4 runs back in a game early because your offense just has not been doing it. So, and that's even at this stage of the game, you almost have to bring the infield in because you don't have much confidence in your offense.
Now Jake Marisnick, he'll come up. Marisnick tripled last night. Was also involved in what we thought was the most crucial play of the Astros win, a stolen base, on which Ryan Hannigan's throwing error allowed 2 runs to score. Now up the middle, the infield plays for a double play. That was a bunt that was popped and caught by Napoli for a big second out.
Well, that's a safety squeeze put on right there, and what Marisnick is trying to do is just bunt the ball on the ground toward first base. If the ball goes on the ground, then the runner at third will react from third base and try to score. On a suicide squeeze, obviously, that runner would be charging from third base and probably would have been doubled up. with Napoli making the catch on that. But that was a safety squeeze and probably done on its own by Marisnik.
There's manager A.J. Hinch.
You see the runner at third base. He will not break for home plate. He's waiting to see where the contact is. And because it's up in the air, he stays home. And they get another chance to get a batter at the plate.
So now 2 away. Jason Castro, the number 9 hitter for the Astros, up. 1 ball and no strikes. Castro, a .206 hitter. Former first rounder by the Astros out of Stanford. Splits time behind the plate with Hank Conger. Chance for Kelly to escape a jam in the second. The ball and 1 strike. Not good numbers in these spots. Castro on the season has 19 total runs batted in. Rasmus at third and Singleton at first. 2-1. Get 1 more out here, and this could be a big confidence builder for Joe Kelly. Good fastball, 2-2.
That two-seam fastball from Kelly that starts out inside and against the left-handed hitter, catches the inside part of the plate. A lot of movement on that pitch from Kelly at about 94 miles an hour.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Again, a perfect two-seam fastball. Kelly strands 2, and we head to the 3rd inning. Fair now at southwest.com. On to the 3rd here in Houston. One of the biggest cities in America. Go by population. Napoli, Swihart, and Pedroia due up against McHugh. There's Joe Kelly, who just stranded 2 men on base. Napoli into right center field. Marisnik going to get it just at the edge of the warning track. This was a big pitch, though, to end the second inning, Jerry, by Joe Kelly.
Kelly going to get that two-seam fastball inside, and you see it carry back over the corner, and a generous call right there, but a good call. The correct call is Kelly picks up the strikeout to get out of trouble in the second inning.
3 strikeouts already for Joe Kelly. McHugh has retired 7 of the first 8 Red Sox against. And here's Blake Swihart. 0-1. DraftKings.com is paying out over $300 million this baseball season. DraftKings has given out $34 million to Boston residents alone since the site launched. Get your free entry into a one-day fantasy baseball contest using promo code NESSON. Altuve takes care of Blake Swihart. A couple of quick outs for Colin McHugh. Playing indoors at Minute Maid Park. Roof closed again tonight. For good reason. It's a hot summer night here in Houston, Texas. When they close the roof, they control the temperature. They set it at 73 degrees. 0-1 on Pedroia. You feel nice and comfortable in here?
Well, I'm more comfortable than outside, I can tell you that. It's about 110 outside in humid. Last 2 days that we've been here. It's a lot like Dallas, except with more humidity here.
Putting a lot of balls in play on the road. Pedroia grounded out to the mound his first time. And now chases the breaking ball. Castro down to first to complete the strikeout. Second for McHugh through 3 innings. Tonight's key matchup is brought to you by Honda. Start something special with a great deal on a Honda. And this key matchup revolves around this man Altuve. A 14-game hitting streak at Minute Maid Park. 385, 6 doubles, a couple of homers, 8 RBI in those 14. Kelly got him to line to second base back in the first. Curveball 1-1. 2 hits, including a solo home run off of Kelly thus far tonight. Preston Tucker delivered that in the first. 1-2 on the diminutive Astros second baseman. Hard to put him away with 2 strikes. This is a really good hitter, huh, Jerry?
Well, he's proven that over the last couple of years. You know, I was a skeptic when he first came up, but he's proven me wrong.
That's a hard fastball that got Altuve.
Now Kelly trying to go inside, but way too far inside that time against Altuve, and he had some, looks like right in the ribs. He got that arm down in time to block it from hitting the ribs, but certainly pretty good contact right there, and Altuve a threat to steal. 27 of them on the season.
The most in the American League. He stole last night. And now Tucker. Close pitch, but ball 1. Home run well. Into center. Over the yellow line and up at about the batter's eye. 2 balls and no strikes. This was it back in the first inning.
Fastball from Kelly outside part of the plate and going in that direction is Tucker.
Seventh of the season for Tucker. Second in as many games played. That's popped into shallow left. Holt in fair territory puts away out number 1. Follow the Red Sox all season with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Get MLB.com at bat on your smartphone or tablet today. Well, Altuve never took off during that Preston Tucker at bat. Remains at first as Carlos Correa comes to the plate. Kelly got him on strikes back in the first inning. Checking over on Altuve.
Now, a little bigger lead that time for Altuve at first base.
Correa, the #1 overall pick a few years ago, 2012 in the draft by the Astros. Is jammed and pops it up. Dustin Pedroia retreats. And there are 2 outs. Between Correa and Bogaerts, Jerry, you might be looking at the all-star shortstop for the American League for what, a decade to come?
We talked about it in the view from the booth today about these 2 kids, and you know it's really kind of amazing. We've seen with Bogaerts how much he's improved in just 1 year's time, but this is a career kid. I mean, he's come up and he's done it right from day one. At the age of 20 years old, I mean, it's pretty remarkable what he's been able to accomplish, and it's also pretty remarkable, in my opinion, what Bogaerts has accomplished in 1 year.
Runner is going. Throw by Swihart. Altuve is gone. What a throw. Blake Swihart ends the inning. For Joe Kelly, we go to the 4th. Eastern Bank is here to make your banking and your day easier. See how at easternbank.com. Here, your first Eastern Bank. Go to the fourth inning and a 1-0 Astros lead. Brock Holt leads off against Colin McHugh. He grounded out in his first at bat. McHugh has not allowed a hit through 3 innings. Only 1 base runner against. A Hanley Ramirez walk. Bogarts and Ortiz to follow Brock. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Once again in that shift on the right side of the infield, only leaving Balbuena in on the grass at third base.
Served into left field. Preston Tucker with a play. Well, the bottom of the third, Jerry, ended with a terrific throw from the young Red Sox catcher Blake Swihart.
Now it doesn't get any better than this, and watch how quickly he pops to his feet, gets on top of the baseball, and throws a strike right down there in the bag at second base. Not much tail on that at all, and right down to the bag for Xander Bogaerts to just catch and apply the tag.
Just the second game back since he returned from the DL for Blake Swihart. And here is Bogaerts. That's out of play.
Another look at the caught stealing at second base. Mask about half off on the throw, but the eyes focused on the play at second base.
Nothing in 2 the count. Now with Swihart back healthy and sharing catching duties with Ryan Hanigan, John Farrell has said Hanigan will get the majority of the starts. That's over the mound to second base, and Altuve. 2 out in the inning. This summer, pump up the fun with Irving Oil. You could win a Ford Escape, a Can-Am Spyder, $5,000 cash, or other great instant prizes. Visit a participating Irving Oil and irvingfun.com for details. So 2 out for McHugh. Making quick work thus far of the Red Sox. And Ortiz is behind 0-1. He bounced to second, back in the second. Up the ladder, it's 0-2.
And that's exactly what this road trip has been like for David. Fastballs upstairs. Quite a bit from both the Angels and the Astros. It's like back to the curveball.
Ortiz did not chase it. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I'll see if they elevate again with the fastball. Try to go above the belt. Back to the curveball.
The same result. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, McHugh had that on his mind because he shook off 4 pitches before that. He wanted to go to that breaking ball and ends up bouncing it.
Now the fastball is fouled off. What do you see from Colin McHugh that has made him such an effective pitcher over the past about calendar year?
Yeah, sneaky fastball, 90, 91. That cutter, I think, makes a big difference with him, and he's got the over-the-top curveball. So 3 different speeds, right there alone. We haven't seen many changeups from him at all.
Ripped to first. Singleton with a terrific backhanded pickup. Defense from the first baseman, another 1-2-3 inning. make good things happen. Watch how good things are happening to local people at easternbank.com/goodthingshappen. Still 1-0 Astros. Kelly to work in the bottom half of the fourth. Ball 1 to Luis Valbuena. Evan Gattis and Colby Rasmus will follow. One of the 3 strikeout victims for Kelly, his first time up. 1-1 the count. Again in for Don Orsillo tonight. This is Josh Mauer. Jerry Remy alongside at Minute Maid Park in Houston. Game 2 of the series. Red Sox trying to snap a 6-game skid. Valbuena high into the air. Center field. De Aza. And that's the first out in the inning. Sunday, Nesson presents Peerless Pedro from noon to 7:30. Nesson will air Pedro's top Nesson games, featuring only the half innings that he pitched. Tune in Sunday from noon to 7:30. That's leading up to the Sox nationally televised game against the Tigers at 8 o'clock. Of course, this is Hall of Fame weekend in Cooperstown, and Pedro will be enshrined on Sunday. It's a terrific 4-man class of the players. Gattis to left. Ramirez watches it sail. And a home run for Evan Gattis. Second solo shot for Houston tonight. It's a 2-0 Stros lead.
Gattis picks up number 16 on the season. Looked like a breaking ball, a slider that time from Kelly. Take another look at the location of that pitch. They want to go away, but the breaking ball stays middle of the plate. And Gattis, a line drive home run to left field where it is not very deep out there at all.
Got out in a hurry. So the lead is doubled, and Rasmus fouls off the first pitch. During this road trip, Red Sox pitching has now allowed 12 home runs. It's the 6th game of the trip. Colby Rasmus singled his first time up. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Of course, the Red Sox have been facing 2 teams that hit a lot of home runs. Angels and Astros. We saw Albert Pujols, Mike Trout, Cole Calhoun put on a display of power in Anaheim. These Astros lead the American League in home runs hit, meanwhile. They've gone deep 3 times already in this series. Tried to check, and he did on the appeal. A swing by Rasmus. Two-2 pitch. Into left, Ramirez coming on. 2 gone here in the 4th. Don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings Live right after the game. TCF and Steve Lyons will break down tonight's game, and you'll hear from Joe Kelly. Whatever, whenever, wherever. Who but WB Mason? There's another power threat in John Singleton. He walked his first time. That's ripped to right. It hangs up for Victorino, though. Home run from Evan Gattis. It's 2-0 Astros. On TC, which starting pitcher has the most value heading into the trade deadline? Text 1 for Johnny Cueto, 2 for Cole Hamels, 3 for David Price, and 4 for James Shields. Text your answer to 536. 536. Message and data rates may apply. One message per vote. Visit NESN.com/terms for terms and conditions and privacy policy. That's a tough question.
There's a lot of general managers trying to find that answer out right now as we head toward the trade deadline. Teams that obviously need pitching and are in the hunt. You know, can you sign him to a multiple year contract instead of having just run a guy for a year and lose him at the end of the year? Is that possible to do? A lot of things go into it.
For example, Johnny Cueto, his deal expires at the end of this year. Cole Hamels under control. Ramirez into the hole on the left side. Hanley has a base hit to begin the 5th inning. It's the first of the night for the Red Sox.
Hanley had been 1 for his last 18 and finally picks up a base hit here. A hard ground ball past the third baseman Valbuena. It's that fastball inside, cleans it out and picks up the base hit quickly into left field. So let's see if the Red Sox can move the line.
Red Sox general manager Ben Cherington is in Houston. He addressed the media before the game today. He said, as always, the Sox will be listening as the deadline approaches. Other than that, very non-committal, as you might expect. Alejandro De Aza, he takes the called strike. Getting one of those coveted #1 starting pitchers is what just about every team is hoping for, if you don't have one already. Off the glove of Castro to the backstop. Manly Ramirez up to second base.
Should probably go as a wild pitch, I would think. This ball just really takes off on the catch of Castro, and not much you can do except try to get a little glove on it. They rule that a pass ball? You gotta be kidding. That's terrible scoring.
Well, that's a tough pass ball for the catcher, huh? Have to leap up out of the crouch. Pitch that was just about over the batter's head level. Now a bunt by De Aza rolls foul. He's behind in the count, 1-2. Here's the defense on De Aza. They play him, Jerry, to pull.
And a lot of Red Sox they play to pull. You know, Ortiz, Holt, they've had that same defense on those guys from the left side. De Aza, we see this quite often with him at the plate.
And he's trying to pull the ball here. Wants to advance that runner. Just got a piece. So defensive shifts, they are so much more prevalent in the game today. Where do you come down on? How much? Too much? Not enough?
The only thing that scares me about the shift is when there are men in scoring position. I'm not particularly fond of it when there are men in scoring position. I don't like to take a man and put him way on the other side of the infield and leave a vacant.
Pitch got him. Hit him down near the foot. De Aza will get first base.
And leave a vacant spot for a run to score, you know, on a mistake, get the other way. So that's the only time I'm really against them. Other than that, what are you going to do? I mean, if you can shift all over the field if you'd like, as long as you're in fair territory. So if your chart show it and your tape work shows it and your chart show it, you might as well do it. And we've seen it. We've seen it over and over again pay off against hitters. I mean, the drop in David Ortiz's average is no coincidence, because they shift on him the way they do. And he's not the type that able to hit ground balls to the opposite field. Fly balls, yes. Line drives, yes. Ground balls, no.
So you're not among those in the camp, and it's a relative few.
No, I'm not.
Not ban a shift from the game?
No, how can you ban a shift? I don't get that.
2 on, none out. Victorino a bunt, and that's foul.
I mean, what are you going to do? Start drawing lines on the field where players can't go? I mean, that makes no sense. Victorino trying to get a couple of men in scoring position right there with a drop and a bunt down the third baseline. Goes foul. It would be great, wouldn't it? Be lines all over the infield, like shortstop can't go past this line, and can't set up on the left side of this line. I mean,
It looked like a basketball court or a football field, I suppose.
Really, as long as you're in fair territory, you can play wherever you want. I just don't understand why my guys don't try to hit against the shift more than they do.
0-1 on Victorino. 1 ball and 1 strike. The counter argument that those in favor of doing something about the shifts, they say, well, in basketball there's a such thing as illegal defense. Why couldn't you have it in baseball?
Well, again, I'm not buying it. It's a different sport.
To center and shallow. Marisnik has a play. And the runners will have to stay put. 1 out in the 5th. Tonight after Red Sox coverage on NESN Sports Today, Adam Pellerin and Sarah Davis will have the latest on the Sox plans for the trade deadline. That's tonight on NESN Sports Today, presented by People's United Bank. See what know-how can do.
Maybe while we're talking about the shift and eliminating it, we could eliminate like third baseman and first baseman playing in the guys with bunt too. That'd be great. They can't come in closer than the bag. So we can set up all kind of new rules for the game.
Here's Napoli. Hit the ball hard, but flew out to center in his first at bat. And McHugh falls behind 1-0. Red Sox had 2 on with none out. Now with 1 away, it's 1-1. Well, here's an opportunity. If you're Boston, you haven't had a lot of base runners all week. You have a chance. You feel like you almost have to cash in here. Good block by Castro, 2-1.
Well, you always like to see a guy, slide over and try to block the ball instead of catch it. And that's exactly what happens here. But the ball's going to bounce up, as you can see, and hit him right off the mask. He's expecting to get that one off the glove of chest, but it gets him right off the mask. But still, one is not able to advance.
Two and 1 to Napoli. That's to third base. Valbuena. Altuve. Double play. The Astros go around the horn to get McHugh out of the 5th inning jam.
fifth. Altuve makes a great double play to end last inning. What anticipation. He knows, and you can tell as a second baseman that the runner's going to be on top of you by the way the ball's hit, and you can hear him coming. You see him jump out of the way right there and then make that throw to first base. Very good and excellent double play turn there by Altuve at second base.
And the Red Sox rally is stopped with that twin killing. Still 2-0 Astros, and Kelly ahead of Marisnick 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jake Marisnick popped up a bunt. Tried a safety squeeze his first time up. Jason Castro and Altuve to follow. High fastball, and it's 1-2. Kelly has allowed a pair of solo home runs, and the 2 tallies against him tonight. Jake Marisnick lays off. 2 balls and 2 strikes. At the knees, a called third strike. Beautiful fastball from Kelly. That's his 4th punch out.
Yeah, perfect location for Joe Kelly. Fastball down in the strike zone, right at the bottom of the strike zone, and 96 miles an hour. A little extra juice on that one.
Amica Pitch Zone brought to you by Amica Insurance. Great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance. Now Jason Castro struck out his first time up. Lost grip of the bat on that foul ball, and it's 0-1. In order to recall Kelly from AAA today, the Red Sox optioned last night's starting pitcher, Brian Johnson, back to the minor leagues. Johnson took the loss in his big league debut on Tuesday. That man involved in some pregame news, Clay Buchholz. 0-2. Buchholz is going to get a platelet-rich plasma injection. Actually, he did today, as I understand.
That doesn't sound good, does it? That's the same thing Brandon Workman had, I believe. And eventually Workman ended up with Tommy John surgery.
Very tall there on Castro, 1-2. The original diagnosis, as John Farrell explained it, and the elbow problem first hit Buchholz about 2 weeks ago, was to get the PRP injection. Dr. James Andrews agreed with that suggestion, so Clay went ahead and got the injection. John Farrell said there's no timetable now for when Buchholz will be able to start throwing again.
I don't think it's going to be any time in the near future, that's for sure.
Two. Out of play. We'll do it again on Jason Castro. As a pitcher, you always have to be, I would think, very concerned anytime it's anything to do with your elbow.
It seems like most of the time when we see elbow surgery now, it's Tommy John. You know, it used to be guys go in and get maybe a bone chip taken out of their elbow or something like that, but it seems like the majority of elbow operations now are the Tommy John variety. Now, we don't know if Buchholz is going to have that, but certainly there is concern in my mind about it.
High fastball. Kelly strikes at Castro. 2 punch outs in the inning.
And I'm sure in Buchholz's mind, too, as we look at this strikeout, second of the inning, a fastball up that time. You know, when you're not completely sure and you've got pain and you take a shot like that, and you already know a teammate who's had that shot and really didn't work for him. You know, you got to be concerned about that. And I'm sure that's something that's weighing on Clay's mind right now. You know, what's it going to be? Is it going to be good? Is it going to have to be looked at again? You just don't know.
2 outs for Altuve. He looks at strike 1 from Kelly. It was 2 Fridays ago that Clay Buchholz left to start against the Yankees at Fenway Park with the issue. He had been playing late catch during the road trip, but John Farrell said that will cease immediately. Altuve breaks his bat. Bogarts can't make the play. A long run for the shortstop Bogarts, and it hits off his glove.
Almost a great play by Xander Bogaerts there as it tipped right off the top of his glove. Little soft line drive by Altuve. And Bogaerts actually got a very good jump on it, shortstop. There you see the contact in the broken bat, splintered. And Bogaerts going back, but looked like it hit right off the little finger on the glove. And he tracks it down to keep Altuve at first base. We'll see how long he stays there. He's already been thrown out one time tonight.
And now Preston Tucker takes one in the dirt. Swihart threw out Altuve trying to steal. That ended the third inning. It's only the 9th time all season that the league leader in steals has been caught. And back in standing up that time. Preston Tucker homered in the first. He popped out in the third. And that one hit deep to right again. Victorino at the track, the wall, goodbye. That's the second tonight for Preston Tucker. The Astros using the long ball for a 4-0 lead.
Now, what a crazy inning for Kelly. I mean, he gets 2 strikeouts, then the blue base hit by Altuve, and then the long ball by Tucker. They score, and they score very quickly. Oh, that ball right down Broadway, right down the middle of the plate and down. Westfield left-handers like it. And Tucker has his second of the night, 8 total on the season.
Now Correa looks at strike one. 3 home runs for all of the scoring against Joe Kelly. And 2 by the University of Florida product, Preston Tucker. We've talked about all the home runs that we've seen against Red Sox pitching this trip. That's the 3rd time the road trip that an opposing batter has had a multi-home run game. Cole Calhoun and Albert Pujols did it in Anaheim. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Now the 2 home runs by Tucker, both on fastballs. The one by Gaddis on a breaking ball, a slider.
3-2. Jerry, this is how the Astros have been winning games all year.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple when you come in to play the Astros and you look at their numbers and see how they win. I mean, they pitch well, they play good defense, and they hit home runs. And those home runs lead into 3rd in the league in runs scored.
Correa shoots a base hit into right center. 3rd hit in a row after the first 2 batters struck out.
I don't see anybody in the bullpen throwing right now for the Red Sox. As we look at the ace ticket line, scoring line for Joe Kelly.
We'll get a visit here from his pitching coach, Carl Willis, after 79 pitches. You go back to that broken bat hit from Altuve. If Bogarts can reach his glove out maybe another inch or two, he makes the catch and the inning ends harmlessly. So Carl Willis back to the dugout, and here's Luis Valbuena. Astros leading by 4 suddenly. Check on Carlos Correa. Still perfect in his young big league career in stolen base attempts. Fastball, Valbuena was tardy, and it's 0-1. That's off the fists and foul, and Kelly gets ahead a couple of strikes. So far tonight, Jerry, would you say that tonight's starts has looked a little bit different or much the same to what we'd seen from Kelly before he had been optioned?
To me, pretty much the same as before he went to Pawtucket.
That's foul behind the plate.
I don't know if he's throwing a changeup in this ball game yet tonight. He's throwing a few curveballs, but an awful lot of fastballs, and fastballs twice have been hit for home runs. It's a mystery. There's no question about that, because I mean, you could just watch him throw, and I mean, you know that he's got good stuff, a movement on the baseball, but the consistency of it has just not been there for Joe Kelly, and it's puzzling to the Red Sox and the staff.
Valbuena strikes out on the fastball. Kelly strikes out the side, but Tucker hits his second home run. Now let's take a look at the Red Sox box score. In July, when you make a donation of gently used professional clothing at any Men's Warehouse location, you help unemployed men and women look their best as they re-enter the workforce. Learn more at nationalsuitdrive.com. A two-run home run from Preston Tucker has doubled the Astros lead as we go into the 6th inning. 0-1 on Blake Swihart. Into center field, a base hit. Swihart's first since he's returned from the DL. And a leadoff single here in the 6th.
Second hit of the night for the Red Sox. Twice they've had the leadoff man on. Back in the 5th inning, they had Ramirez on. Now they have Swihart on. In the 6th, he gets the cut fastball and takes it back up to center field for the base hit.
Top of the order, Pedroia back in the leadoff spot tonight with Mookie Betts on the bench. And he's gone 0 for 2, including a strikeout. It's now 20 at bats without a hit since coming off the DL. One ball and one strike. Red Sox beat Colin McHugh when they faced him earlier in the month. Scored 4 runs in 5 1/3 innings against him on Independence Day. It's been a different story, though, thus far tonight. Pedroia into the gap in right center field. That one rolls all the way to the fence. Rounding third is Swihart. He'll come to the plate, and the Red Sox are on the board. RBI double from Dustin Pedroia to snap his offer. 4-1 in the 6th.
Now it's been a long time coming for Pedroia. Finally finds a gap, and the gap this time is going to be in right center field. Gets that fastball a little bit off the outside part of the plate and takes it to the opposite field. Pedroia ends up second base. Swihart scoring all the way from first. He could read that. He knew nobody was going to catch it, so he didn't have to hesitate. He has no problem scoring.
Dustin Pedroia with his 34th run batted in, and now Brock Holtz. Grounded to third and flew to left. Red Sox trying to get back into this one here in the 6th inning. That's into right field for Holtz. Pedroia will be held at third. Just past the reach of the second baseman Altuve, and they are on the corners. Nobody out. Time now for a game break, brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. We check in with Tom Caron. Well, thank you, Tom. Here at Minute Maid Park, the Red Sox with a threat, already a run in. And now runners on the corners after this, Jerry.
Well, Brock Holt, you see Pedroia at second base has to hold up to make sure that it's not caught by Altuve. That's why he only makes third base. But the 3 hits in a row for the Red Sox. I don't know when the last time we saw that was.
And their hottest hitter coming to the plate, Xander Bogaerts. He'll represent the tying run. McHugh has him hitless in 2 at-bats tonight. And 0-1 the count. And perhaps no batter the Red Sox would rather have up in this situation at the moment. Red Sox had only 1 hit through the first 5 innings. 0-2. Bogaerts with 3 consecutive games in which he recorded a pair of hits. Each end of the doubleheader Monday. Also went 2 for 4 here last night. Xander tries to battle from behind 0-2. High fastball fouled off. Still 2 strikes. McHugh in his game against the Rangers Friday gave up 11 hits in 6 innings. But he limited the Rangers to just 1 run. Red Sox starting to hit the ball very hard. The 3rd time through the batting order. Another 0-2. That's into right field for a base hit. Pedroia to the plate. Holt to second base. Xander Bogaerts has an RBI single, and it's a 4-2 game in the 6th.
That's real good hitting there by Bogaerts. It's a curveball again, and he just reaches out and punches that ball to the opposite field. Watch the location of that pitch. Down and off the plate, and Bogaerts covers the plate and drops it in right field for the base hit, drives in a run. That's been the impressive thing to me about Bogaerts this season, the way he's been able to use the opposite field. That ball right there, right toward the end of the bat, but enough plate coverage of the plate with the bat to make contact and get it to the opposite field.
Colin McHugh's pitching line is brought to you by your Eastern Lexus dealers. 4 consecutive hits to begin the 6th. Well, the tying runs are on base, and David Ortiz is coming to the plate. There's Holt and Bogaerts leading away. Ortiz has twice grounded out tonight. Red Sox rallying in the 6th. Started him with that big breaking ball to get ahead 0-1.
And they're in a shift again on the right side, but of course not all the way back because they have to be able to make a double play on a ground ball to the infield.
Ball and 1 strike as some of the Red Sox fans get their voices heard at Minute Maid Park. McHugh was working at a very rapid pace through the first 5 innings. Now, as these 4 consecutive hits have come, he slows significantly. 1-1 to Ortiz. Into right and playable. Altuve retreating with the infield fly rule in effect.
Let's see how they go about getting David Ortiz in that at bat. They start him with a curveball. Couple of off-speed pitches to start him off with. Then they threw him the changeup, and then they cut fastball to get the pop up to the outfield. So the curveball change, and here's the cutter. It draws the pop up to Altuve at second base.
Big out number one for McHugh, who deals with Hanley Ramirez. Hanley not yet retired tonight. Off the glove of Castro, and the runners will advance. It was a called strike, and Jason Castro is charged with his second passed ball.
Well, that's strange. You don't see that very often. A catcher just missing a pitch like that, not being crossed up. I mean, it looked like he was watching it right into the glove, but it tips off the webbing of the glove, and it's like he tried to close it up too soon. The Red Sox get the potential tying run in scoring position on that.
0-1 on Ramirez. Check swing and a foul. Hanley behind a couple of strikes. Just over 50% getting a run in these situations for Hanley Ramirez this season. He still does lead the Red Sox with 46 runs batted in. Looking for his first of the road trip. Chased the breaking ball. Strike three on Ramirez.
Now that's not a very good at bat by Hanley with a couple of men in scoring position. That didn't take long to put him away. They go to the curveball once they quickly get ahead of him, and Hanley chases a bad pitch right there. That ball never really in the strike zone.
Unable to get either runner home, and it's going to be up to Alejandro De Aza. With the ball hard on the line out, and then hit in the foot back in the fifth. Now it's 2 away in the sixth. And McHugh stays with the curveball. Veteran Chad Qualls getting ready in that bullpen for the Astros. Back into the screen, and McHugh ahead 0-2. A base hit could potentially tie this game. The Red Sox have scored twice in the inning, but McHugh ahead of De Aza, 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch. That caught a lot of the plate, didn't it?
Yeah, way too good a pitch there. No balls and 2 strikes with a couple of men in scoring position. The odds of fouling it off. Ball right down the heart of the plate, it looked like.
One ball and 2 strikes. De Aza, since being acquired by the Red Sox in 35 games, has driven in 19 runs. He's been productive in these opportunities. One and 2. That's on the ground and foul. Victorino waiting for a chance here in the 6th inning. Tying runs in scoring position. Popped into left. Playable for Preston Tucker. Astros give up 2, but keep a 2-run lead. Strong fan photo of the game. Tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag NessonDataStrongFan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. Brought to you by T-Mobile. So Kelly's back on the hill. Red Sox have shaved the deficit in half, and Evan Gattis takes ball 1. One of the 3 Astros home runs came back in the 4th. Here comes Mike Napoli. One out for Kelly here in the 6th. Ace Ticket has the best seats at the lowest prices to all the games at Fenway with a 200% guarantee. Right now, Ace Ticket has special savings on all Red Sox games, including the Yankees. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. Now John Farrell coming out to take the ball from Joe Kelly after 5 1/3 innings here tonight. Robbie Ross Jr., the left-hander, appearing in his 25th game of the season. You can see no wins or losses. That ERA has been falling steadily of late. He tossed 3 scoreless innings in Anaheim on Monday. He gets ahead of Colby Rasmus 0-1. Robbie Ross Jr. been in a pretty good groove of late as Ross Jerry. We've seen some good stuff from this lefty.
That's been used in more important situations recently, and that comes with pitching with success. And he has pitched a little bit better recently, and so he's used in situations that are a little bit more important than he was being used early in the season.
Rasmus 1 for 2 against Kelly. It was a single. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And for Joe Kelly, 4 runs in 5 1/3 innings. They all scored courtesy of a home run. 3 of the 6 hits against Kelly left the park. Walked 1 and struck out 6. And Ross gets Rasmus.
Good breaking ball, good hard slider that time from Ross to pick up the strikeout against Colby Rasmus. Rasmus staying in the game that time, lefty against lefty. He's a better defender in the outfield. And they want to stay with defense as long as they have this 2-run lead.
And now Robbie gets another left-handed hitter. John Singleton with 2 out in the inning. 0 for 1 with a walk. Since the 17th of June, lefties are just 2 for 28 now against Joe Kelly, or against Robbie Ross. He's in for Kelly. One ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. Into deep left center field. Ramirez looking up. That ball stays in play. And Singleton has himself a 2-out double.
Now very close to being a home run to the opposite field, but it just gets by that short part of the wall and goes out toward the screened area. There's a breaking ball away. Good job by Singleton just going with that pitch. And you can see it just missing that short area and headed out to the 362. The ballpark actually cost him a home run right there by jetting out so quickly.
Well, maybe 2 or 3 feet further towards left. The ball is in the seats. And Jake Marisnick bats, a right-handed hitter against the southpaw. Fastball gets Robbie Ross ahead, 0-1.
There's that unique area out there in left field where the scoreboard comes to an end, and the baseball gets to the right of where that scoreboard is and finds itself in the corner.
To short and Xander Bogaerts. Robbie Ross strands a 2-out double. We head to the 7th with the Astros up by 2. Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. On to the 7th here at Minute Maid Park. Astros leading by a couple, and Victorino to lead off. Colin McHugh remains on the hill for manager A.J. Hinch. Red Sox rallied for a pair of runs against McHugh in the 6th. Started that inning with 4 straight hits. One fly out to left and one to center thus far tonight for Victorino. Towards first base and a fair ball. Off the end of the bat, and Victorino has himself a leadoff single.
Well, again, they're in that shift on Victorino, and the first baseman, Singleton, well off the line. Victorino just taps it right over the first base bag. You see where Singleton's playing right there. I mean, he's got no chance to get to that ball, and Victorino gets the leadoff single here in the 7th.
We talked earlier tonight about hitters trying to hit against the shift. Yeah. Shane did it there. So here's Mike Napoli. Red Sox bring the tying run to the plate. Napoli had a good cut. You saw the left-hander Tony Sipp up and throwing in the Astros bullpen. Meanwhile, there's Alexei Ogando. Napoli's 0 for 2. Ball and a strike. Bounced into a double play in the 5th inning. Ripped into left field for a base hit. Napoli in front of Tucker on a hop. And the Red Sox have first and second with no out.
Well, I'm a little surprised it came back from the queue this inning. Had a stressful 6th inning. Comes out here, gives up back-to-back hits. Now, the first one was not exactly crushed by Victorino, but this one hit very hard by Napoli. Breaking ball that stays up in the zone. Fortunate for McHugh that ball didn't go out of the ballpark.
Gives the Red Sox 6 hits in the last 2 innings off of McHugh. There's Blake Swihart as McHugh stays in there.
Astros expecting a bunt here out of the Red Sox with Swihart at the plate.
He did square, but that pitch just missed.
Starts him with an inside curveball. And Swihart wisely pulls the bat head back.
Blake Swihart has 1 sacrifice this season. Tying runs on base with nobody out. Bunts right through the pitch. They throw behind Victorino. Back in safely standing up.
You see that play a lot, especially, when the shortstop's in a position where he is. You see him playing behind second base in that bunt situation, and they attempt that pickoff at second base.
Strong throw from Jason Castro. Made that a close play. See if they keep the bunt on. 2-1.
See if they take it off right now with the 2-1 count. Let Swihart swing away. Qualls standing, Sipp throwing.
Dustin Pedroia on deck. The one pitch that Swihart did attempt to bunt didn't look very comfortable. Tries it again and gets it back to the pitcher. McHugh gets the lead runner.
Exactly right, Josh. I mean, he did not look comfortable at all in those situations, Bunny. Not very good fundamentals with it. He did not get the hands in far enough to push that ball down the third base line, not the proper angle on the bat. And it makes it a fairly easy play for McHugh to go to third base to get the lead man. That's why I suggested with the count 2-1, maybe taking the bunt off and letting him swing. Play for a big inning.
So now 1 out. McHugh versus Dustin Pedroia. RBI double last inning. Curveball for strike 1. Now the runners are Napoli and Swihart. Popped up behind the plate. Castro right near the screen, just with enough room for out number 2.
Looked like that ball might have had a chance to hit that screen on the way down, but it did not. And Castro making a good play, good concentration on this pop-up by the Astros catcher. Waits, throws that mask away right at the last minute. Usually catchers do that. They don't want to step on it. So they hold on to it for a long time, then they toss it away when they're getting ready to make the catch. Here's the pop-up. Hold on to the mask. Get your bearings. Get rid of the mask. Make the catch.
Here's Brock Holt. 1-0. They did have the lefty ready in the bullpen, but A.J. Hinch stays with Colin McHugh to face Holt, who singled last inning. Tying runs on base with 2 out. Foul pass first. 1-1 strike. Stay tuned following WB Mason Extra Innings Live for Red Sox Final, presented by Uno's. TC Eck and Steve Lyons will count down Pedro's call to the Hall. Only a few days away now for Mr. Martinez. It's coming up later tonight. The 1-1 to Holt. 1-2. Jerry, the Red Sox have had McHugh on the ropes for the last 2 innings.
I'm surprised he's still in the ball game, quite honestly. I didn't think he'd come out here for the 7th inning, and the Red Sox get him in early trouble. They can't get the bunt down. They get a pop-up, and now he's close to getting out of it.
One-two pitch. Holt stays alive. Vote for the Amica Pitcher of the Week at Nesson.com/Amica and enter to win a $100 gift card from Nesson to the Yawkey Way Team Store. Still 1-2 on Brock Holt. Close but up.
Tries to cut fastball right at the top of the strike zone and just a little bit above that strike zone. Holt not biting on it. That's a pop-up pitch right there.
Now the 2-2 from McHugh. Got him with a breaking ball. Big strikeout, and McHugh escapes trouble. Will stretch in Houston. Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now on southwest.com. Your local Subaru dealers. And by Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. Thank you, New England, for 60 great years. Tonight's game summary is brought to you by Xfinity. A game that Joe Kelly allowed 3 home runs. Otherwise, nothing else but 4 runs total against the starting pitcher. Dustin Pedroia's first hit of the road trip was an RBI double. And Colin McHugh able to wiggle his way out of trouble to get through 7 innings. Here comes Alexi Ogando.
You're exactly right. We look at Ogando's numbers, 37 appearances so far this season, the 2-0 record. 21 in the third innings, 33 hits, 14 walks, and 34 strikeouts. Opponents only hitting .220 against Ogando. But yeah, you're right about McHugh. He kind of wiggled his way out of that mess on a couple of occasions, both in the 6th and 7th, and I'm sure his night is done now.
Jason Castro, the first man against Ogando. The ball's in 1 strike. Hey, Red Sox Nation, want the inside scoop from Dunkin' Donuts? Follow at Dunkin' Boston on Twitter for tweets about exclusive contests, news, and more happening in and around New England. The Red Sox run on Dunkin'. There's McHugh. They gave up 6 hits in the 6th and 7th inning combined, but only the 2 runs. And there is the unmistakable Pat Neshek. Ogando's 0-2 to Castro. Jason Castro struck out each time that he faced Joe Kelly, the starter. Ogando last pitched Monday night in Game 2 in Anaheim. Gave up a solo home run to Albert Pujols. That ball is foul. It's still 1-2. Foxwoods' $25 million Summer of Dreams giveaway is in full swing. Dream big and dream often to win your share of cash and prizes this summer. Foxwoods, the official casino and resort of the Boston Red Sox. Visit foxwoods.com to learn more. '38th appearance. 3 behind Tazawa for the most on the staff. 2-2 now on Castro. Red Sox have talked about limiting Ogando's innings. Try to keep him just around 1 inning of work when he goes out is what John Farrell has said. Still 2-2. Josh Mauer, Jerry Remy, Minute Maid Park in Houston. Astros led 4-0 after 5. Red Sox scored a pair in the 6th. Another foul by Castro. Fans, Monday night is Pedro Fathead giveaway night at Fenway Park. To celebrate baseball's newest National Baseball Hall of Famer and his soon-to-be retired number, all fans in attendance Monday will receive a limited edition number 45 Fathead decal. Visit RedSox.com to buy your tickets today. Castro into right field, and that falls in for a base hit. Long at bat by the Astros catcher there against Ogando.
Yeah, it's had a tough night. Castro had a couple strikeouts, pass ball, but he picks up the base hit here in the 7th inning.
It sets the table for the top of the order. Altuve, Tucker, and Correa. On the base twice more tonight. Jose Altuve scored a run back in the 5th. Nobody out. And there's strike 1. one caught the corner. It's 0-2.
A generous call that time for Ogando. Fastball up and away, but called a strike.
Back to the mound, Ogando lobs the throw to second base, and the Red Sox get nobody out.
It's amazing to me how many times the ground ball goes back to the pitcher. They handle the ground ball and just cannot make a good throw. Now here's a play that not only is a bad throw, but you could see right there where Bogaerts is going to really make himself into a first baseman and try to stretch out and make this play. It's a very poor throw, as you can see right there by Ogando.
Should be an error.
They play a little giveaway right here.
Second error of the night against Boston. Jerry, it looked like that could have been a double play.
Possibly, but Altuve runs very well at first base, and at the velocity Ogando threw at the second, there's no chance they would have got a double play.
And now it's Preston Tucker. Got a piece, it's 0-1. Now pitchers do work on those throws. They call them the PFPs.
Yeah. That's all in spring training, right?
It's not a fun drill, I know. You're right, it's somewhat amazing for guys who make a living out of throwing the ball accurately. Sometimes throwing to the bases can be challenging. 0-2. Well, it's been a big night for Preston Tucker against Joe Kelly.
First time at bat, a fastball away, takes it to the opposite field for the home run, and then hooks one. Fastball down in the strike zone in the 5th inning, a 2-run shot.
Nobody out. Astros lead by 2. Very close on ball 1. You saw Tommy Lane, the left-hander, throwing in the bullpen for the Red Sox. To first base, Napoli. Now back to the pitcher. Double play for the Red Sox. Ogando over to cover and take the throw.
They may challenge that at first base.
Here comes A.J. Hinch immediately, asking for the review.
Started by Napoli. Nice turn by Bogaerts. Ogando doing his job covering first base, but I don't know. Looks like from that angle right there he's safe, and this might get this may be overturned.
First base umpire tonight is Andy Fletcher. We've just shown the replay on the giant video boards of the fans at Minute Maid Park, which was the reason you heard that ovation. The umpiring crew chatting with the folks in New York. The call is indeed overturned.
We'll take one more look, and it's pretty clear the ball not in the glove of Ogando, and that foot right now on the bag. So good job hustling down that line by Tucker. Stays away from the double play.
And now Carlos Correa bats with runners on the corners. 1 ball and no strikes. Correa singled in the 5th. 1 for 3, also a strikeout and a pop out. towards third and foul. 1-1. Sunday on an all-new Charlie Moore Outdoors. Charlie travels to Poland, Maine to meet up with comedian actor Bob Marley. Plus, find out the origin of Maine's state slogan. Catch it all on Charlie Moore Sunday night at 8. Ogando has induced 2 straight ground balls. He'd love to get another here. And he does, right to shortstop. Bogarts and Pedroia turn the double play. And that gets Alexi Ogando out of a jam in the 7th. They trail still by 2, Jerry, thanks in large to this big twin killing.
Well, the ball hit hard, and Bogart's only a couple of steps to his right. Nice quick flip to Pedroia. Easy double play turned by the Red Sox, and that gets the Red Sox out of a major jam. Very good feed right there, too, by Bogarts to Pedroia. Up around the shoulders. Keep it a 2-run ball game going into the 8th.
And now it's Pat Neshek, one of the best setup men in the game this season. Tied for second in the major leagues in holds, 21 of them. There are the numbers on Neshek, 3-1 with a 2.80. And he pitched a perfect 8th inning last night. Bogarts, Ortiz, and Ramirez set to hit, and Xander is behind 0-1. Seven innings for Colin McHugh, the starter. Wickedly into the seats. It's 0-2. Continuing the Pedro Hall of Fame festivities, the Red Sox will be celebrating Dominican Night at Fenway Park, July the 29th. Visit RedSox.com for tickets to Dominican Night and the rest of the Pedro festivities. Visit today. Neshek last night retired Betts, Pedroia, and this man Bogarts in order. And he gets Xander to chase for out number 1.
Bogarts completely fooled once he got down in the count there on the unorthodox wind-up and delivery by Neshek. Very tough for right-handers to pick up the baseball, and looks like Bogarts had trouble that time.
Now Ortiz, who has grounded out twice and popped out. Another shift on the infield for the Astros behind Neshek. Colin McHugh threw 98 pitches in his 7 innings. 7 hits, 2 runs, 4 strikeouts for McHugh.
What was that? A 68-mile-an-hour changeup? I mean, this thing, like, that was like slow motion. That quick wind-up, that unorthodox delivery, and here comes nothing.
Almost looks like he was improvising as he went. Fouled off in 1-2. Tomorrow at 7, don't miss Red Sox first pitch, presented by Joseph Abboud, available at Men's Warehouse. T.C. Eck and Steve Lyons will bring you another classic Pedro Martinez moment leading up to his induction into the Hall of Fame this weekend. That's tomorrow at 7. We're back at it here from Houston at 8 for the finale of the road trip. Wade Miley on the hill for the Red Sox tomorrow night. Two and 2 on Ortiz. Fred hitter Noe Ramirez has joined the southpaw Tommy Lane in the Red Sox bullpen. Ogando had to work hard to get through his 1 inning of work. Slow pitch again. Full count.
Yep, that changeup again. That time a little bit slower at 67 miles an hour. It's like he's got it on a string and he just keeps pulling the string back.
Ortiz has laid off that pitch twice. So now it's 3-2. And Ortiz draws a 1-out walk. Good at bat for David Ortiz. For every home run the Red Sox hit the rest of the season, Alltown will donate $500 to Boston Children's Hospital. Alltown is New England's premier healthier convenience retailer. Well, Hanley Ramirez comes up in another big spot. A tying run at the plate in the 8th inning. He's walked, singled, and struck out. 1 ball and no strikes. Four times he has faced Neshek and no success for Hanley Ramirez in his career. And that ball popped into left. Correa goes out from short. And that's the 2nd out of the inning.
And Hanley Ramirez not happy at all about missing that pitch and popping it up. Had a good pitch to hit. And we could hear him yell all the way from up here. Pitch by Neshek. And underneath it is Ramirez.
So 2 outs, and Alejandro De Aza comes up. Astros holding on to that 2-run lead in the 8th. The ball's in 1 strike. De Aza had a chance to drive in some runs with 2 out in the 6th. Runners on at second and third. He flew out. Astros have been holding off the Red Sox in these middle innings. It's 0-2. You can see Singleton playing behind David Ortiz over at first. Got him with a fastball. Diaz out on 3 pitches. And we go to the bottom of the 8th, 4-2. Live, presented by DCU. TC Eck and Steve Lyons will preview Wade Miley's start against the Astros. DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? Miley, who pitched so well in the road trip opener against the Angels. He pitched the road trip finale. Still 4-2 Houston. Now the 4th pitcher of the night, called upon by John Farrell, will be the left-hander Tommy Lane, pitching for a 3rd consecutive game. 37th appearance of the season. Lane, scoreless inning on Monday night, scoreless inning here last night. Here's Marwin Gonzalez. He's going to lead off and pinch hit for Luis Valbuena. And Lane gets ahead 0-1 on Marwin Gonzalez.
Something I don't see very much where your cleanup hitter is getting pinch hit for.
Just kind of thinking the same thing. Valbuena went 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. We'll go to Gonzalez instead. Marwin on the season hitting .257. Lane had a 1-2-3 7th inning last night. Lane's 1-1. Just off the corner, it's 2-1. The Red Sox will have 3 outs left to work with when we go to the 9th inning, trying to avoid a 7th loss in a row. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Parents, if you're looking for a fun activity for your kids this summer, visit NESN.com/freeze-frame. Check out the photo of the week and then have your son or daughter send in a caption that could make it on the next NESN Clubhouse show. Visit NESN.com/freeze-frame today. Makes me think of that song, Freeze Frame.
Want to sing a little?
Nope, that's it. The 2-2 out of play. I've heard you're the better singer anyway.
I've got a couple of tracks in my day, but nothing big.
And you're a terrific dancer.
That's
I've
true.
seen visual proof.
That's true. Where have you seen proof of that?
It's all over the internet.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah. Still 2-2 on Marwin Gonzalez. It's been fun being with you here, Jerry. We've got one more in this series tomorrow. Don will be back on Friday.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Don enjoying some time off. He'll be well rested when he gets back on Friday night.
Another 2-2. Another foul ball by Marwin Gonzalez. Of course, the trip for the Red Sox has been, thus far, one to forget.
Well, you'll never forget it.
I will not.
That's right. So, take it for what it is. Chance to do a Major League game and multiple Major League games. Hopefully the Red Sox get a win for you.
To first base, and Mike Napoli. He wins the race to the bag with Gonzalez. One away in the bottom of the 8th for Tommy Lane. Join the Bruins Foundation in Nantucket. It's on Sunday, August the 2nd from 6 to 9:30 at the Chicken Box. It's for the Bruins Foundation Nantucket Benefit Show. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit bostonbruins.com/foundation. August 2nd at the Chicken Box. Now Tommy Lane deals with Evan Gattis, who's homered tonight. 1-0 the count. All of the Astros runs have come on the long ball. Gattis in the 4th, and Preston Tucker has 2 of them. One in the 1st, a 2-run shot in the 5th as well. Big cut, no contact, 1-1. That's the Astros closer, Luke Gregerson. 19 saves on the season, heating it up. 1-2 on Gattis. H.P. Hood salutes the Red Sox Foundation for its commitment to 4,900 accredited charities throughout New England. Lane's 1-2. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. If the Red Sox cannot come back, they will match their season low, 11 games below the 500 mark, which would fall to 42-53. Been a rough stretch for the past week and a half. Two and two to the power hitting Gattis. Chased the breaking ball for strike 3. Swihart throws down to complete out number 2.
Well, fans, NESN is looking for the best backyard ballparks in New England. Upload a video of your backyard ballpark to NESN.com/ballparks. Enter today, and if you are the winner, Don and I will visit your backyard ballpark.
Now, will your visit to that backyard ballpark, will that be televised?
I imagine it'll be covered by Nesson. I don't think live, but it'll probably be on tape.
Colby Rasmus gets a strike. It's 0-1. I just admire your guys' work, so I can't wait to see you out in the community broadcasting from a backyard.
I'll bet you we get some real good ballparks to look at. You know, a lot of kids, a lot of adults do that in their backyard. They build a mini Fenway Park or a mini whatever stadium, and that's what we're hoping to look at and try to pick the ones that's going to be our favorite and take a visit.
Now, the results will not be judged based on press box availability, correct?
No. Yeah.
To second base. Pedroia takes care of Rasmus. Red Sox bat in the 9th. They'll need a pair of runs to tie. Playbook. Billy and Jenny come to you from Southie. Find out about a restaurant serving themed dinners on weekdays. Plus, learn about a local baking company. All that and more Saturday morning at 9. Dining Playbook. Red Sox trail 4-2. And now they'll deal with the closer of the Astros. Here comes the veteran Luke Gregerson. 19 saves, only 3 blown opportunities. And a good season. 35 previous appearances and a 3.15 ERA for Luke Gregerson. Marwin Gonzalez, who pinch hit for Valbuena, stays in the game at third base. Victorino, Napoli, and Swihart at 7, 8, 9 in the batting order due up. 1-0 on Shane, who singled back in the 7th. One ball and 1 strike on Victorino. Gregerson has not allowed an earned run in his last 9 appearances. Victorino goes chasing 1-2.
Pretty nasty slider there by Gregerson. A couple of fastballs at 90 and then that breaking ball.
Grounded to third, and the new man, Marwin Gonzalez. One out in the ninth. Let's take a look, Jerry, at the Toyota play of the game. This came back in the 5th inning off of Joe Kelly.
That second home run of the game by Tucker. He gets a fastball that's a little bit down and a little bit away and hooks it out of the ballpark. 3 RBIs in a night, 2 home runs for Tucker.
Two of the 3 home runs that the Astros have hit. Joe Kelly, who started tonight, gave up 6 hits total, and 3 of them went over the fence. Now Mike Napoli looks at ball 1. The single came back in the 7th. Red Sox have had their opportunities. 1-1. 5 men left on base the last 3 innings for Boston. All that after they had cut the deficit to 4-2. Right back to the pitcher. Gregerson takes care of Napoli for the second out. Team trying to avoid a 7th loss in a row. And some long faces in the dugout. The last out available, and here comes Blake Swihart. A single in the 6th for Swihart. He's 1 for 3. One and one. Should Swihart reach base, that would give Dustin Pedroia a chance. Now the Red Sox down to a final strike at 1-2. Swihart into right. It is right at Colby Rasmus. The Astros win it 4-2. The Red Sox have dropped a 7th straight. One, 2, 3, 9th inning for Gregerson. He saves it for Colin McHugh. And all of the offense coming courtesy of the home run. 3 of them for the Astros tonight. The Red Sox back to 11 games below the 500 mark with 1 game remaining on the trip tomorrow night.